What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Cocky Ryan here, back with another live stream today, back with the Tuesday Crow. Hope everyone's doing good on this Tuesday night. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and hopefully, despite what we're going to be talking about, which is another L for the Gamecocks, unfortunately, we'll have a fun stream here. But let's see who's all in here. We got 5 people watching. I appreciate it. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up and leave some comments in the chat too, please. I'd love to hear from you. What's up, Gavin? Good to see you, buddy. What's up, Dillmaker? Good to see you. I will say my internet's kind of again, I live out in the country, so my internet's kind of, you know, bad. So I apologize if I cut out or lag at any point during the stream tonight. But spread the word too that we're live, by the way. Help get some more people in here. Spread the word if you can. I would really appreciate it if any of y'all could. But, anyways, oh man, that was a heartbreaker. I think we all know the saying now. Well, I'll say this before I get into the video. I will also say I will not be showing my face in tonight's stream or Thursday's stream because I'm currently renovating my room right now, so I don't feel like showing everything right now. So hopefully you guys respect that. But anyways, yeah, like I said, heartbreaking, man. Heartbreaking loss when you felt like the upset was in the bag. It got away. It got away. You know, I feel like we all have heard the phrase snatching victory from the jaws of defeat, right? I feel like we've all heard that phrase at least once or twice in our life. Well, on Saturday, the Gamecocks decided to do the opposite of that. It snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. 29-22. Another loss to Alabama, and another one where you felt like you really should have won that game. I mean, you had a fourth quarter lead. You were up by 8 points in the fourth quarter at one point in that game. And you couldn't finish. Couldn't finish. And I got to be honest with you guys real quick on something. And this is not something I'm proud to admit. Saturday hurt me so bad that I ended up having a major anxiety attack. And I darn near ended up in the hospital from it. I let it get to me, y'all. And I know I shouldn't. I made a mistake. I let them get to me. And I will say this well, I will never, ever stop supporting the Gamecocks. Ever. I will not be letting a football game get to me like that again. I just won't. Because a football game should never hurt anyone that bad. But, you know, the worst type of defeats, in my opinion, are the ones where you have hope. And the ones where, and I couldn't help it, man. I tried to tell myself I'm not going to get too excited. I'm not going to. I've seen this before, unfortunately. I still got my hopes up. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I tried to tell myself, nope, we're not going to get our hopes up. But we did. And look, I will say this. The team did battle hard. They did. I mean, I will not say an ill word about our players because our players, they fought. They did. But at the same time, there are no moral victories. The goal is to win, not lose by 7. And you were in position to win that game, and you couldn't do it. And there are some positive things from this game for sure, but there's still a lot of negatives. I mean, the play calling is still there were some nice things. All right, I don't know why you waited this long to finally roll the pocket and finally take. I mean, I don't know why we don't take more shots downfield to Nick Harbor, because almost every time you have, he's made something happen. I mean, deep ball touchdown to Nick Harbor. I don't know why we don't see more of that. I don't know why we keep. And one thing that really frustrated me, and I will tell you guys right here, one thing that frustrated the hell out of me, and I mean the living daisies out of me. What in the hell were you doing using all of your timeouts? What were you doing? And if you don't think that's stupid enough, how about this, y'all? Running up the middle with no timeouts, with the game on the line. What goes through your head? That genuinely pissed me off, y'all. I mean, that genuinely, I wanted to hop out of my seat and break everything that was around me. I almost wanted to. I just, I could not believe it. I feel like a lot of what happened last year happened this year. And I will say, yeah, I'm not blaming Lenora Sellers for this loss, by the way. A lot of people are out here doing that. A lot of people are saying some nasty stuff about Lenora Sellers right now. The dude left his nuts on the field for you all day long. And was he perfect? No, he wasn't perfect. And do I have some of my own criticisms about Lenore's? Yes. But the dude, I mean, he gave you a chance. Now, in my opinion, we were in that game on Saturday for two reasons. One, the defense. I mean, the defense absolutely battled. And I know, they gave up those two touchdowns at the end. I know. But they battled, man. They gave everything for you. They kept you in that game for as long as they could. I agree. Let's see what the chat says. I agree it was a terrible call, but at the same time, I think we were trying to drain the clock enough to where if we scored, Bama had not much time to come back, but still we fumbled it and it backfired. Well, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the run in the middle when you have like a last chance to score. And I'm talking about the one at the end, Gavin. That's not the one I'm talking about. That's not the run at the middle I'm talking about. Even though, yeah, the runs up the middle are still stupid. But when you have zero timeouts and you run it up the middle, the last chance to win the game, I'm sorry. I that's just so dumb, man. But give credit to the defense because honestly, they did what they could for you, man. And I will say I've seen a lot of people complaining, and I'll admit when I first saw it, I also was first baffled when I saw this, and I also was confused too when I first saw this. But I was like, man, why would you throw your arms up there? Why would you throw your arms up in the air and let a man walk into the end zone? Why would you do that? I didn't know why they did it, but they let him score. They let them score so they could have enough time for Lenoris to go down the field and score. But you still don't let someone score, man. Like, yeah, you still don't let someone score. But going back to the point about last year's game, it's almost the same thing, man. I mean, your defense played well. There were turnovers. Carolina had a lead going into the fourth quarter, or they had a lead in the fourth quarter. And Bama scored a couple times and just. And I will say this for Bama's credit and Bama's defense, that is what good teams do. Because look, Carolina did everything they could to upset Alabama. Bama found a way to win. They did. But the sad thing is when you have a game like that, when you have the game and you let them come back, it's just heartbreaking. And I'm holding back a lot of words that I want to say right now. There are words I want to say that I'm not going to say. It's just heartbreaking. We're all frustrated because we all feel like we should have won that game. But once again, terrible play calling, turnovers, a lot of other stuff cost you yet another opportunity. This is another missed opportunity by the Gamecocks. Another one. You had one against LSU. You had your chances to win that game, and you blew it. You had a lead in the fourth quarter going into the Missouri game. You had your chances there, and you blew it. And here against Alabama, once again. And the sad thing is, y'all, I feel like we all knew that this season, or felt like this season was pretty much a wash several weeks ago. But your margin for error now is so small that if you want to make a bowl game, which we're not, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, we are not. And that sucks to say. That sucks to say. You got 2 top 10 opponents coming up. You got to go. And you're on the road for both of them, by the way. Might I add you. You got to go to Oxford this weekend. Ole Miss against that great Ole Miss offense. Excuse me. And that great Oklahoma defense. That Ole Miss offense carved them up. As much as I like Beamer as a person, it's time to move on. Yeah, you know what? Unfortunately, Dillmaker, I don't think they're getting rid of Beamer. And I'm gonna have a conversation about Beamer coming up. They're not gonna get rid of Shane Beamer. I will tell you. I think it's gonna come down, if you want my opinion, I think it's gonna come down to whether he fires Shula in the offseason. Because if you bring this guy back for another year, after ruining all this talent you have on offense, after ruining a talented NFL quarterback, it's career suicide. Yeah, we're not making a bowl game, Jordan. We're not. But, I mean, back to my point. You got to go up against an incredible we got to go up against an incredible Ole Miss offense that torched a great Oklahoma defense. And then you got to go against – you got to bye week. Thank God we fans get a break from this incompetence. And then you got to go to College Station to face off against the Texas A&M team, which y'all might disagree with me, but I don't really care. I think they could be a national title contender. They could be, y'all. I mean, yeah, they got some things to figure out on defense, but my God, I mean, Marcel Reed, I think he's playing absolutely incredible right now. And A&M's got some studs. It's just, y'all, you lose both of those games, and then you're really not making the bowl game. It's and then you got to play Coastal and Clemson, and there's no guarantee. Coastal ain't no give me. I'm just gonna go ahead, and I know my good buddy Dillmaker will tell you that too. And Clemson, yeah, Clemson's been bad this year too. They have been, but I mean, my God, for whatever reason, throughout history, they've just had a lot of success in Columbia. It's not. Some Carolina fans out there are chalking that up as a guarantee win. I'm here to tell you, it ain't. It ain't. Well, it's at home at Willie Beal. Like I just said, that really doesn't mean crap in this rivalry. Sorry. The road team has won a lot. I mean, Clemson's won almost every time they've been to Columbia over the decade, and Carolina's beaten Clemson every time they went to Death Valley Junior the past couple of years. So, it is what it is. In my opinion, they're the best team in the country. They could be, man. They really could be. What's up, Eddie? Good to see you, buddy. They could be, but it's like, yeah, Jordan. What Jordan said. Well, we did a lot of good things and we were so close. Yeah. Hey, remember, Jordan, we're still practice national champions, man. So, there's that at the end of the day. But it's just, man, finding ways to lose, finding new ways to lose every single week. And when you have a game, when you have the game, you just piss it away. That's what's so frustrating. It's another missed opportunity. Another game I'm not going to lie, y'all. Again, like I told y'all, when we went up by 8 points, I tried so hard not to have hope. I tried so hard to talk myself out of hope. But I couldn't help it. Our defense was playing well. And it just felt like, man, you had a punt that hit one of their guys in the legs and you got it. You had I think it was a strip sack or something. You had some things go your way. To me, it made me sit back and think, man, it just feels like it's our day. It feels like it's our day. And it's sure enough at the end, Bama stole it. We gave it to them and they stole it. Again, were there some things I liked? Yeah. There were some things I liked, but it's still not good with the play calling, y'all. It's not. And I'm sorry, but all these people running around today saying, well, that was our best game, man. That was Mike Shula's best game and stuff like that. Dude, you don't play football games for moral victories. You don't play football games to say, hey, we only lost by 7 points. Woohoo! You play football games to win. And you didn't win. You were up by 8 in the fourth quarter, and you lost. Again, defense played very well. I thought Sellers, for the most part, played very well. Are there some things he needs to work on? Yeah. And do I think he looks the same as he looked last year? No. But I'm just going to be 100% honest with y'all. It's really sad. It's really sad to see how this season has turned out. Because we know, seriously, guys, we know we're much better than this. We know we are. We have talent to compete. We have talent to win games, but you know what we don't have? We don't have the coaching to win games. And it's sad. Because a good coach Carolina team would have won that game yesterday. Excuse me, on Saturday. I don't get it either, Dillmaker. How that pissed me off so bad, Jordan. How you could call Now you can use all of your timeouts. You use all of your timeouts. And then you decide to run up the middle with 0 timeouts to make it worse. Oh my gosh, dude. Whew. 2:16 to go, and the field goal to win. Shula went right back to tighten things up instead of spreading it out like he had done all game. Right back to the middle. Yeah, you know what's sad, Eddie? It's like when something's working, you go away from it. It's what me and Andrew were talking about in our pregame live stream on Saturday before the game. You notice almost every time something works, they decide to go against it. What's up, by the way, Gamecock Chuck? Good to see you in here, buddy. It's like you go away from something that's working. It's so stupid. And it's just, I don't know, logic and reason just seems to not resonate with this coaching staff for some reason, man. Hey, listen, I know, I know, I know I'm only 22. I'm old enough to maybe be on the team, but like I still know when something's dumb and stupid. And that was dumb and stupid. And I will say the things we did, like throwing the ball downfield to Nick Harbor. Why don't we see more passes downfield? Why on that last drive did we not throw the ball downfield instead of running it up the middle? Why? Why not do a deep pass and work the sideline when the best thing you could hope for in that situation is to haul in a pass and get into the sideline to save time? And instead, what do, man? You run down the clock like a freaking moron, and Alabama wins. It's just, the stupidity kills you, man. It kills you. Stupidity kills you. Yes, sir. Go away from what worked. Yep. Good old Shula, man. I think Shula smokes dope. He seems high and can't remember what worked and what didn't. Dude, you might be on to something, Jordan. Because how on the earth could you, with a functioning brain cell, sit there and see what's working and then think, let's go back to what wasn't working. Let's go away from it. I finally made this work. Now let me do something completely different. Let me go back to what I was doing before that wasn't working. And I appreciate that, Eddie, by the way. I do appreciate that. My ball knowledge is not perfect. I'll be honest with you. It's not. There's still some things I need to learn. But, I'm not like a lot of these others that are going to, ride Beamer's nuts. I hate to put it like that. And we're about to talk about that in a second, too. Because there are a lot of Gamecock fans out there that are just happy with making bowl games and beating Clemson. And as long as you do that, you're just fine. Because they have no expectation of this program at all. They think you ought to just be fine with, how things are. Just be fine with it. Accept it. Deal with it. And that's so stupid. To not want to better yourself and to not want to. I'll get into that in a minute, but rolling the pocket too. Why don't we do more of that? Again, there's just things that work that you just go away from. We rarely see the things that work, and that's what frustrates a lot of us. And again, I know Lenora Sellers fumbled. He did. But all the people out here just relentlessly attacking him, it's just, again, you could criticize, like you can criticize a coach and everything, and you can do whatever, but don't personally attack a player, dude. That's low, that's dirty, and that's just again, that's just low. Ryan and you are correct. When that mentality changes from top to bottom, we will advance, but not before. Yeah. And until we finally get that mindset that we can win, excuse me, that mediocrity is not accepted, we're always going to be crap, man. I hate to say it, but it's true. I mean, you got people out here that think Carolina's got no money or something. Man, we're paying Shane Beamer $8 million. James Franklin wasn't getting paid far off from that. Carolina's got money. They have money. No, we might not have the big logo or the brand, but Carolina's got. Don't come at me with that. Carolina ain't got no money bullshit. Because that's what it is. It's bullshit. You'd be amazed how much money they're spending right now on stadium renovations and all of that stuff. You think the university ain't got money? I got news for you, buddy. But you know, just sad, man. And I will also say this, man. To all the students and the fans that were preparing to rush the field before the game wasn't over, congrats on adding another layer of embarrassment. That's so embarrassing, man. To prepare to rush the field when the game is not even decided. I mean, what are you doing? Did anybody else see that towards the end of the game? The game was tied. And the students decided to start coming down. Well, not just the students, other fans did it. But they decided to start coming down, and then what happened? Fumble. Bama's got it back. I mean, that was so. Golly, man. I try not to believe in jinxes. I try not to believe in superstitions a lot, but like, that's just a bad look. It's a bad look if nothing else. But yeah, I mean, you come so close. So close. You almost did it. Guys, we're almost there. We almost beat a top 5 team at home. We are not too far off, y'all. We are not too far. I told y'all. All that work we're doing in practice, it's paying out. It's paying off. All that good practices, woo! I'll tell you, it's doing a lot of good, man. Look at that, y'all. We almost beat Alabama. All them practices are working. Woohoo! How about it, y'all? We're almost there. Keep your heads up, man. Extend Beamer another 10 years. Woohoo! We're almost there. See exactly Ryan spending money on construction, suites, etc. Get mediocre football for 100 years. Hey, new suites and shit. That's the secret to winning. Yeah. New suites. Yeah. I mean, but see that's the thing though. I mean, you got all this money on some nice renovations and stuff. It's just some people just think South Carolina just doesn't have money. That's just complete and utter tosh. That's a load of tosh, like the Brits say. But yeah, Eddie, look at Vandy, Indiana, Georgia Tech. I mean, these teams. Now, Georgia Tech, unlike the other two, does have a history. It hasn't been for a very, very long time, but they do have a history. And I guess that's going to lead me into my next talking point because I think I've said enough about the game, man. Just disappointing. I will say this, though. Jaden Sellers, I mean, I think we should give him some more targets. Jaden Sellers had himself, we saw some things from Jaden Sellers. There were things we did that I liked, but the problem is you go away from it almost all the time. And you go back to just what doesn't work. And to call all your timeouts and then run up the middle and just all this stupid stuff with no timeouts. Your defense played well. They did. They played well the entire game. Sellers left his nuts on the field for you too. But, just sadly seems like the coaches just don't have it in them to win these type of games. And it's sad. It is sad. And I guess that's going to lead me into my next talking point now. It is genuinely sad and disappointing to see what has come of this season. A season filled with promise, hope, and expectation completely down the commode. All that hope, all that hype among the fan base that this program could be a playoff team potentially this year. This program is, all the hype and all the momentum you've generated after last year, and this is how it's gone. You are 3-5. Who remembers in the offseason when we saw all these people picking South Carolina to go 7-5, and we called them idiots, or some of us called them idiots. I mean, my God, on these channels that picked us to go 7-5, if you go under the comments, unless some of these people went back and deleted them, you'll see hundreds of angry comments from Carolina fans talking about how stupid they are, how delusional they are. Ain't no way we go 7-5. Ain't no way. Boy, 7-5 is the best case scenario for you right now. You have to win out to go 7-5. What all of us thought was stupid and what would be a massive disappointment. All of a sudden, that's the best case scenario. And you'd have to beat 2 top 10 teams to do it. You'd have to beat Coastal, and you'd have to beat your in-state rival at home. It is so incredibly sad to see it. It is absolute BS. Because we know we have a team better. This team is better, and we know it. The coaching staff has failed this team. They have. The coaching failed them. Plain and simple. Who remembers the amount of hope? Who saw that first drive against Virginia Tech? I'll be 100% honest with you guys. When I saw that opening drive against Virginia Tech, and I knew it was an opening drive, and I told myself, it's just one drive. It's just one drive. But I'll be honest, and what's up, user, by the way? It's good to see you, buddy. Think of how good this team would be with a real coaching staff. Exactly. The coaching staff failed these guys, and we know that, user. But I knew it was only one opening drive, but that was the best opening drive I've honestly seen out of Carolina. Tommy Suggs was right during his play-by-play commentary with Todd Ellis and Tommy Suggs, on 107.5 The Game, Gamecock Sports Network, whatever you want to call it. Tommy Suggs said that was about as good of a first drive as we've seen at Carolina in a long time. And I'll admit it, I had a lot of hope. And I said, dude, the line looked good. We're passing to the tight ends. But Norris Sellers ran it in for a touchdown. He looked like he didn't even miss a beat. And to have all this hope and the talent that you have for this season to be a failure, that is 100% on the coaches. And we can sit here and we can blame Mike Shula for it. And yeah, it is on Shula. But you know who it all falls on at the end of the day, y'all? It falls on the man making $8 million. The head man. it ultimately goes back to the head coach. This season has been a failure all around. And it does. You're right, Beamer. It does start with you, buddy. It 100% does start with you. And listen, I've been a huge Shane Beamer fan. I have been. I liked Coach Shane Beamer. And on a personal level, I have nothing against him. I have nothing against any. I have nothing against any coach on the Carolina staff personally. Beamer's a nice guy. But at the end of the day, there is a saying in business: nice guys finish last. And the coaches that he's brought in, we blame Mike Shula, but he's the guy who brought in Mike Shula. He keeps hiring. I don't know why he's so in love with this pro-style offensive system that never works. But he is, and he keeps hiring these pro-style guys. And people believe that we should just put up with this BS. Because what? Because we won 9 games? Well, Muschamp won 9 games one year. Are we seriously going to give someone a license to suck just because, well, it's their dream job to be here? Because I see some of my friends, and I don't mean to call anyone out by name, but I see some friends of mine on X. I'm about 2 seconds spot away from getting rid of Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to say, and other stuff, because it's just full of stupidity. It's full of a bunch of, and I hate to say it, but it's full of a bunch of college kids, let's be honest, that just don't know what they're talking about. And look, I'm a college I'm a college age kid myself. Well, I'm not a kid, I'm a man, but you know what I'm saying. But there are people out here who are saying, well, who else are we going to get that loves South Carolina the way he does? If people want Shane Beamer fired, good luck getting anyone who loves us better. Good luck getting anyone better. Number one, I'm going to say this. To the people who say, well, who are you going to get that loves Carolina as much as he does? Dude, if just loving South Carolina and it being someone's dream job to be here, if that's the reason or one of the reasons you're keeping someone around and giving them a license to suck just because it's their dream job, well, dude, let me tell you something. You can find a bunch of Gamecock fans all across the state of South Carolina that would love to do what he does and would do it for a lot cheaper than he would. I love the University of South Carolina. I love the Gamecocks. Should I be the head coach? Just because I love the university? And number one is who you're going to get and everything. South Carolina is no good. So who would you get? Well, you know who else wasn't any good? Florida was nothing until Steve Spurrier went there. Think about that for a second. Florida was nothing until Spurrier got there. In South Carolina, I mean, again, we're paying Beamer $8 million. There are coaches out there that get paid less than what Beamer gets paid that could do a good job in here, in my opinion. So can we stop with this whole, well, who you gonna get that's better? You ain't got no money to hire someone better, dude. Carolina has money, and again, there are coaches out there that are, in my opinion, better than Beamer that get paid less than him. So miss me with all that. Beamer will be back for another year at Carolina for sure, 100%. But I'm just going to tell you, if he decides to bring back Mike Shula for another year, what's left is going to turn on him quickly. In my opinion, that would be career suicide here at South Carolina. Because, I mean, Mike Shula, this guy, I mean, he has ruined Lenore Sellers' career here. And it is sad. It is sad. And you know, he's still we talk about again, but Beamer likes this pro style offense. He likes that pro style. He likes that pro style thing. Even if you do get rid of Shula, I think what Beamer I think he's going to be judged by his next offensive coordinator hire or whether he retains Mike Shula. In my opinion, I think that's what it's going to come down to. I don't think they're getting rid of him in the offseason. They're not. He's going to be back for another year. Whether people like it or not. And I'll be honest, there are things Beamer does that I'm tired of. Something's got to change, man, because to have a roster with talent like we have. No, we don't have the talent of a Georgia. We don't have the talent of Ohio State or Alabama, but we do have talent. We do have talent, and it's being wasted right now. Look at what's happening at Texas right now, y'all. Texas is a talented team, too. But I'll be 100% honest with y'all. There are coaches on that staff that shouldn't be. And look at how it looks for them. I mean, now I will say this. I don't think Arch Manning is as good as everyone said he would be. I think he's definitely talented. But yeah, I lost a little bit of people on that rant. I'm sorry, y'all. But I got to speak my mind. And if people don't like me for what I'm saying right now, you can unsubscribe. I don't care. Because we as Gamecock fans cannot be okay with mediocrity. We can't. To think we should just be okay with making a bowl game or beating Clemson. You know, Steve Spurrier showed people what Carolina could be. He showed people that Carolina can compete and be a force. No, we didn't win the SEC championship. But we were good enough to get to Atlanta, I'll tell you that much. And Carolina was a competitive force year in and year out in the 10 through 13 seasons. They were. He showed us what we could be. And, you know, even after that, people think after Spurrier changed the expectation. I mean, guys, what's one of the first things Spurrier did when he got to Carolina? When he went into the locker rooms, there was a Beat Clemson poster. He tore it down and told people beating Clemson is not the expectation here. Winning championships should be. But you still have people today running around saying, well, we'll all be good as long as you can get bowl eligible and beat Clemson because we ain't done crap in over 100 years. It's that same loser mindset that if you continue having, then Carolina will continue to stay in mediocrity. Until that changes, you're right. Carolina's never going to win anything until you change that mindset. And it's just, a 9-win season shouldn't be what changes, what makes everybody so fixated. A 9-win season, catching lightning in a bottle, beating two top 10 teams to close out the 2022 season. It's like all of a sudden you forget all the problems that plagued you that year. You look back at the 2022 season. I mean, you beat a underwhelming Kentucky team without their starting quarterback on the road. You beat a Texas A&M team that didn't even make a bowl game. And you lost to a really bad Missouri team. You got blown out in Gainesville by a bad Florida team. Didn't even muster up an offensive touchdown. And yeah, you caught lightning in the bottle in the past. God knows how we beat Tennessee. Now, Tennessee fans, of course, will tell you we cheated. Even some Clemson fans, not a lot, but even some Clemson fans have tried to say we cheated against them. Yeah, like you guys didn't have a 14-0 lead, and Rattler didn't give you a pick six early on in the game, right? Like you didn't fumble on a stupid trick play on a punt. Like we didn't take the lead with like 10 minutes going into the fourth quarter. I mean, but 10 minutes left going into the fourth quarter, excuse me. But oh, and by the way, in 2023, I mean 5-7, and I blamed that on injuries and everything. In 2024, you had an NFL defense. You had guys like Tonka Hemingway, Kyle Kennard, who you brought in for the portal, which was incredible. You had vocal leaders on his defense and playmakers like Debo Williams. You had Boogie Huntley. TJ Sanders, Nicky Manwari. You had an NFL defense. And you had a quarterback. You had an offensive coordinator who allowed the quarterback to be who he was. I mean, that's just the reality of the two seasons that people are arguing for why we should give Beamer a license no matter what he does because he loves Carolina and he won 9 games. He beat Clemson a couple of years. Man, it's just stupid. Gamecock Chuck says never apologize for an opinion. Yeah, I know. And that's true. Yeah, I'm not really sorry when I say that, by the way, but it's just like, look, tough crap, man. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to be real. If you hate it, you can leave. So be it. I'm not a sunshine pumper. And you can come in here and say, well, you guys loved Shane Beamer last year when he won. Yeah, with an NFL defense and a quarterback that was playing out of his mind. How about what's happening this year, buddy? It's about to be 2 of the last 3 years of having a losing season with no bowl game. And we're keeping and we're I'm sorry, I'm about to go on a tangent, man. Who's all still in here, by the way? Because we lost some viewers during that rant. We had up to like 8 people in here. Now we're down to 3. Who's all still in here? Comment down. Let me know you're still with me. But it's like for me, and look, I've liked things that Shane Beamer has done. I think he's a good guy, but it's just there are people out here who are acting like we should just give him a license to suck because he won 9 games last year. That's just stupid. The dude is not above criticism, and some of you need to stop acting like he is. Because the dude makes more money than, I'm going to be honest, 90 or 95% of the Gamecock fans probably ever will. He's getting paid $8 million. I mean, quit acting like this guy is. We can't criticize him and everything, and I get it. And people are going to also bring up, well, the team had a pretty good game. I wish y'all could see me shaking my head right now, but I can't show my face tonight because of some renovations in my room. So I'm sorry about that. And on Thursday, I'll be at my Nana's, so I won't be able to show my face there because I'm going to a Halloween event on Halloween, and I'm staying a couple days with them so I can go to it. And I'm looking forward to it. Halloween is coming up, by the way. And I did a little. I don't know who's still in here because the chat's kind of quiet now. But I did a little. If any of you like Halloween or anything, I decided to be creative when I was cooking some burgers today. So let me pull up Google Drive and I'll show y'all. But it's just, for me, it's like I don't get why some people within our fan base too. It's one thing if Clemson fans and Georgia fans and Tennessee fans try to troll us and everything and talk trash because that's just what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do no matter what. But when we got people in our own fan base out there that are just making excuses and saying, well, just keep saying that we can't win, that we can't do anything, and that we should just that we're never going to win anything in our history, and we should just be okay and happy with making a bowl game and beating Clemson. It's like as long as you have that mindset, that's where this program is always going to be. But if you want to do something more and get to times like Steve Spurrier had us at, because Spurrier understood there should be a different expectation here at Carolina, and until we change that, we're never going to do anything here. And in my opinion, all that should have changed when Steve Spurrier was here because Steve Spurrier showed, again, he showed what Carolina could be and what they could do. You know? But yeah, I'll show you guys this too. And if there's anybody in here still, I did this as a little fun thing for Halloween coming up. I call this Jacko cheeseburgers. Jacko Jack o' lantern cheeseburgers, stuff like that. I just did that for fun and everything. I think that's kind of cool. What do you guys think? I did that to be creative and everything. I thought that I thought that was pretty cool and something. I saw some people do it when I was scrolling through Instagram and even Facebook. I saw some people doing carving jack o' lantern faces in cheese for their cheeseburgers, and I thought, that's kind of creative. I think I might do that. But yeah, they were pretty good too. By the way, I mean those are some really awesome burgers, if I don't say so myself. So definitely wasn't a waste. Definitely wasn't a waste. But I will also say this, man. I might not have a lot to cheer about on Saturdays right now, but I'll tell you what, I have a lot to cheer about on Sundays because my Green Bay Packers, they won again. They won again, and I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I thought Green Bay was going to lose that game at Pittsburgh. That was their first win, by the way, in Pittsburgh since the 19 that was their first win in Pittsburgh since 1970. Think about that. Since 1970, they beat the Steelers 35-25 on prime time. Jordan Love completed 20 straight passes. That's the most a Packers quarterback has done since Brett Favre. Tucker Kraft, just continues to be a beast. What did he do? Like 7 receptions for over 140 yards? My God. Christian Watson came back after a brutal injury. He played very well. Packers are 5-1-1 right now, man. And that's just, as a Packers fan, I really believe we're a really damn good team. We just are. Now, that first half, I thought we were about to get killed in that first half. We were down 16-7, but in the second half, the team got their crap together. They just straight out balled. They just balled. So, that was good to see. But as far as the Gamecocks go, just a heartbreaking loss. Heartbreaking loss. And I will say this again, and I know I've been kind of down here, but I will say, the team did battle. They did. I saw some things I liked, but there's still so much. And the sad thing is when you get that close and you find a way to lose, it's just brutal. It's just so brutal when you get that close and you blow it. That's just, it's sad. It's sad because it feels like we don't have a coaching staff that can win these type of games right now. We don't have a coaching staff that can win these type of games. And it's sad because, again, I know I've said it's sad a lot, but we know we're better than this. We know we can be better than this. But the coaching staff this year, it's failed the players. It has. It's failed the guys. And disappointing to see a season full of hope and promise just go completely down the drain like this. 3-5, y'all. 3-5, and you got a top 10 Ole Miss team coming up on the road at night in Oxford. Buckle up. Buckle up. Oh, and you got Texas A&M and Kyle Field coming up at College Station. Place you never won. And Texas A&M was like one of, if not the best team in the country right now. And, Clemson's struggling too. They're down bad as well. It's sad we can't even point and laugh at them. But, it's just that's not a gimme either. To take a team that went 9-4 coming into last year with playoff aspirations, a team that was in the top 15 to start the season, and I agree, that was way too high. That was baloney. But still, to take a team with so much promise and talent and turn it into a 3-5 football team, you have to try hard. You have to put in effort to be that bad. Diabolical effort. I don't know about the future either, y'all. Because it just doesn't look good right now. It's unfortunate. We let another one get away from us. One we should have had. One we should have won. We just completely pissed it away. And once again, you find ways to, when something's working, instead of going with it, you find ways when something's working, you go away from it. And again, look at Vanderbilt right now. Look at Indiana. Look at Georgia Tech. Look at what they're doing. Their teams Now, Georgia Tech's won stuff. They've been a good program in the past. It hasn't been recent, but they have been really good. Vandy and Indiana have never done crap in the history of their football program either. Indiana's got a worse all-time record than us, y'all. They got a worse all-time history than us. Think about that. They're number 2 in the country right now. They have a really good quarterback and a really good coach. They put in the effort to change their football program. And look at them now. They made the playoffs last year. They're likely going to make it again. They might even win the Big Ten. Look at Vanderbilt. Y'all, Vandy might actually be a playoff team. Vandy! It would be funny if it wasn't so sad. Vandy's done enough, and they've been the doormat of the SEC for as long as we can remember. And they go out and they hire Clark Lee, and they bring in a quarterback, and look at them right now. They're 7-1. They're doing things right now they haven't done since the 1940s. Since the World War II era. Vandy's got a team right now, y'all, that believes. It's an entire team, too. It's not just Diego Pavia like I thought it was. It's everybody. Everyone there believes they can win. And they are doing it. They're winning. When you have a culture and a team like that who just believes they're going to win, hard to stop them, y'all. And you look at what Vandy has ahead. They got Texas on the road. Texas is not very good this year, y'all. Texas still has talent and stuff, but and look, if it wasn't for Mississippi State choking so hard, how the hell do y'all do that, by the way, State? You know, no disrespect to the Bulldogs, because I can't talk crap, because we choked to Arkansas, South Carolina, and Mississippi State, man. And Auburn, too, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, found ways to lose. My God, man. The Terrible Four. We might as well just call them that. The Terrible Four. But if it wasn't for Mississippi State choking, Texas would be sitting here with another loss. Their season would be over, like completely over. Now, they got some losses coming. I think they're going to lose to Vanderbilt, honestly. I do think they're going to lose to Vandy, by the way. I do think Vandy rolls into Austin and wins. They're not beating Georgia, and I don't even think they're beating Texas A&M, even though that's a home game for them. I mean, Texas might be a 7-5 football team, 8-4, maybe. I mean, but they got Texas on the road. I think they got Auburn at home. I think they got Kentucky, and then they got Tennessee. I mean, Vandy could very well be a 10-2 football team, and if everything goes right for them, God forbid, they might even win out. I mean, look at these guys. And look at Georgia Tech right now, too. They're 8-0. Georgia Tech hadn't been crap this century, y'all. And I say that with a lot of love and respect to Georgia Tech. They're my favorite ACC team. I want Georgia Tech to win every game they play unless they're somehow playing Carolina. The real Carolina, by the way, which is us. By the way, if that's not abundantly clear. But I mean, they bring in this Brent Key guy. And look at what he's done they had Jeff Collins, who for some stupid reason is on our staff. I don't know why. I don't like Jeff Collins at all. I don't care what he did at Florida, bro. You hear some of the things about him. Just no. But I mean, as a head coach, Jeff Collins was just terrible. Let's be honest. I mean, he won 3 games a year at Georgia Tech. They lost to the Citadel just like we did. They lost to the Citadel. I mean, that program was just awful. They bring in Brent Key. They bring in Haynes King. And they rallied an entire team. And look at them now, y'all. Georgia Tech, is a top 10 team. They're undefeated. And if we're being honest, I think they're in the driver's seat, in my opinion, to win the ACC. If they don't somehow screw up down the road in conference, they should realistically win out in the conference. Now, there are some games I think that could trick them up. NC State could be a challenge. You might think I'm crazy. That could be one to watch out for, in my opinion. But I do, I thought Duke was one for them to watch out too, and they took care of business. So, Georgia Tech's good. They're good. They got NC State coming up. They got Boston College. They got Pittsburgh at home. They realistically should win out. I mean, my point being, look at all these teams that have been crap for so long too. They can do the right things to build their program up, yet we can't, and that's sad. That's sad. I hope one day we can get our heads out of our butts and make the right decision and actually care about winning here. I do. Because I'm tired of people being happy with moral victories, with only losing to Bama by 7. Bull crap. I don't want to hear none of that. But anyways, y'all, I guess I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I've gone on a lot of rants today and everything, but I do appreciate everyone tuning in. I'll be live again on Thursday night, the night before Halloween. But prepare to get scared. If the Gamecock season hasn't been a horror enough for you, get ready because Halloween's coming up in a couple days. So, yeah, the fear, the terror, it never ends, especially when you're a Gamecock fan. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Your boy, Cocky Ryan, back with another video. I'm about to send my intro. Your boy, Cocky Ryan. Check it out. I'm Cocky, and my name is Ryan. Don't wear it out, and I'll see you next time. Go Gamecocks.